Every year, conservatives gather in Washington for the Conservative Political Action Conference. But this year's meeting has a new feel because of the Tea Party movement. CBN White House correspondent David Brody has the story.
It didn't take long for this year's CPAC event to get humming. That's because the first speaker out of the gate was the up-and-coming conservative darling of the movement. Sarah Palin, move over, you have company. His name, Marco Rubio.
I know that every chance I have ever had and everything that I will ever accomplish, I owe to God, to my parents' sacrifices, and to the United States of America.
The conservative Rubio is running for the Senate in Florida, and he's taking on the more moderate and popular Republican governor down there, Charlie Crist. To use a biblical analogy, Rubio is David, the underdog, Crist, Goliath, the heavy favorite. Rubio was once down 30 points in the polls, but now he's pulled ahead. And despite Crist's attempt to question Rubio's conservative credentials, the Tea Party folks love him and see him as the genuine conservative real deal.
I think the challenge for Republicans is to come back and say, look, we are now once again the defenders of limited government. We understand the principles that made America great, and here's this new crop of candidates that fully embody that.
They don't want to get burned again, these folks.
Yeah, absolutely. People are looking for that. I think in the past they put their faith in folks that have said that they would govern like Ronald Reagan and then went to government and behaved like Jimmy Carter.
Rubio is part of the new guard here at CPAC as younger grassroots-type conservatives from outside the Beltway begin to make their mark on the Republican Party. The old guard is still around, but the players are changing. The rock stars at this conservative concert are people like Jim DeMint. Senator DeMint is extremely influential because he has a Senate Political Action Fund that is dishing out money to conservative Republican candidates across the country who are taking on the more moderate Republican challengers. He's looking for some new Republicans who not only talk the conservative talk, but walk it too.
You see, I believe in holding incumbent Republican senators accountable to the principles that we say we believe in. Now, when Republican senators don't do the things that they say they believe, voters should have a choice of a new Republican. A real Republican.
In a surprise appearance, Dick Cheney said he expects a great election for conservatives this November and that President Obama won't be reelected. Well, Democrats have come up with a new plan to pass a health care bill. Jennifer Wishon has that story from Washington.
Democratic leaders are tweaking the Senate bill that passed last year to make it more palatable to the House. The proposal will be posted online by the White House Monday. That's 3 days ahead of the president's bipartisan summit with congressional leaders, giving everyone 72 hours to read the plan. Officials signal they plan to use controversial parliamentary maneuvers to pass the plan without Republican support, a move that demonstrates Democrats plan to push ahead with an aggressive agenda, despite the loss of their supermajority in the Senate. West Virginia Senator Jay Rockefeller says health care got a bad rap because it was never thoroughly explained to Americans.
We spent so long arguing over it, people said, the heck with you people, we're just tired of listening to you. And so they sort of turned off. That's the worst thing that can happen for health care.
The plan has an estimated cost of about $1 trillion over 10 years. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.
World stock markets fell today after the Federal Reserve unexpectedly raised interest rates for emergency bank loans. The Fed's rate increase led to concerns that rates could start to rise soon for regular loans, and that could slow the economic recovery in America. The wife of evangelist Benny Hinn has filed for divorce. Suzanne Hinn filed the papers in Orange County, California on February 1st, citing irreconcilable differences after 30 years of marriage. The papers say the two separated on January 26th. Hinn's ministry released a statement saying, quote, although Pastor Hinn has faithfully endeavored to bring healing to their relationship, those efforts failed. People in Peru are still cleaning up after last month's deadly flash floods and mudslides. Heavy rains destroyed thousands of homes as well as 14,000 acres of farmland. CBN's Operation Blessing is on the ground working together with local churches there. They've been coordinating with the regional government to bring aid to the most devastated areas. Operation Blessing helped flood victims rescue a few of their belongings. And the aid organization is also distributing water, blankets, and mattresses in the hardest hit towns. Operation Blessing has also helped to set up a temporary shelter to help those left homeless by the flooding. And you can find out more about Operation Blessing by going to ob.org.